step, go to Finder, go to Applications, and open up Adobe Audition right here. I already have it opened up. What you want to do is start a new multi-track session. Name it whatever you want. Header test A, for example. Save it wherever you want, preferably somewhere that you know where to find it. I recommend going to the audio internal drive and saving it somewhere in Productions, create a new folder, save it in one of the existing headers, folders, wherever you want really. Okay, cool. And then what you're going to do is arm this track right here by pressing right there, and then go to look at the mixing board and look at channel number 5 where it says computer, and press the red button to arm the computer track. And then what you're going to do is you want to bring in your music wherever that's coming from. If you do have your music on hand on an MP3 or something, bring it on a USB and import it through here, File, and bring it in that way. But the easiest way is to just grab it off YouTube because you're not using that long of a clip anyway. So go to Firefox, Safari, whatever you want, find your song, and then go ahead and then press play. Make sure that on the mixing board that the little knob fader thing is around 0 dB, and then press play on your track. Look here to make sure that your track is not clipping, and then go ahead and press record for however long you want the track for. The header shouldn't be more than maybe like 15 or 20 seconds. So this is going to be my first song. Cool. And then press pause, and you can be done with that. And then I'll take this song as well. Same thing, press play, check your levels, they're fine. You ideally want them close to here, but around here is fine too because they'll be not too loud. And then go ahead and just give it a little space, press record. Get all that you want, and get just a little bit extra here. Alright, cool, good. As you can see, there's left channel here but no right channel, so go ahead and double click on all of your music tracks like so, and then you want to just hit you want to just click right here and then hit Apple A, copy, and then you want to deselect this and then select this and hit Apple V to paste. Good. And then once these are both selected, then you will have stereo tracks, so it will sound good on the radio. Okay, cool. Let's move on. It's perfectly fine to just use one music track, but a lot of people like to use more than one. So what we can do with these two tracks is I drag this one into this one, and it'll crossfade it. And you can do it however long you want, however long of a fade that you feel is natural. And you know, just take a listen to it. And let's say that's good enough for me. It's not, but it's okay. And then, so what you're also going to want to do is give it just a little bit of a fade in right here at the beginning, and give yourself just a little bit of a fade in at the end, however long you want. You know, you drag it to see how long you want. There you go. Now the audio track is prepped. Unarm this track, and now arm this track. Make sure that the board is actually coming in, and how you're going to want to do that is to check the input and make sure that you're on built-in input 1 in stereo, not default, or else you're going to use the computer's internal microphone. And go ahead to drag to start wherever you want to start recording. Put it right there. Make sure you go on the mixing board, press the yellow button on channel 5 for a computer, and then go ahead and you probably want to use mic 1, which is the one right next to the computer, on the right of the computer, and press the red button there to arm it. Make sure the fader is around 0 dB. Talk into it just to check that the levels are good, which I'm doing right now, and the levels seem to be fine. If you want to use the other microphones, they're labeled counterclockwise. So 1 is the one on the right of the computer, 2 is the one on the left of the computer, and then there's labels for mic 3 and mic 4. And then go ahead and record whatever you want to say using mic 1. You are listening to WTBU 89.3 FM, 6:40 AM, blah, 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 blah. There you go, you have that. Maybe you want to put it, use your judgment, but you probably want to give it a little bit of music and then say whatever you want. You can break it up and record multiple parts. But anyway, you want to do that. I like to fade in here until you really say something. You can use the waveforms to see what you're doing, and then give it a little fade in so you get rid of any extraneous noise. And then there's a few effects that I'm going to want you to apply here. Those would be, so go over here to where it says Effects Rack. It might be here, but so click to Effects Rack. Go to Track Effects, and first you're going to want to choose one of these presets to just beef up your voice and make it sound more radio-y. I'd recommend something like one of these, podcast voice, radio announcer voice, both good. One thing that they will do, the EQ, this parametric equalizer, is going to create a lot of hum. So to get rid of that, you're going to want to choose another effect. And here, noise reduction, adaptive noise reduction, something of the sort. And that should do it for you probably. You can mess with these settings, they're pretty self-explanatory. And then the last thing that you're going to want to do is add one more effect. Go in here to dynamics processing. Click this one. And then you're going to want to choose soft limit -24 dB, and then choose make the output gain around 3 dB, let's say. And then what that's going to do is whenever you're talking, it's going to bring the level of the music down. The last thing you want to do after you set that dynamics processing, go here to the sends, and then go to your music track. Click here, sidechain, create dynamics processing. And then what that's going to do is, like I said, make the music go down when this is talking. And then hopefully it sounds something like this.
You are listening to WTBU 89.3 FM, 640 AM, blah, 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 blah.
So you get the idea. It is obviously not the greatest header in the world, but it's just an example. And then when you're done, go ahead and go to export, multi-track mixdown, entire session, name it whatever, save it as a WAV or an MP3, and then stay tuned for this, but you're going to want to copy for yourself, and then also save a copy in Productions or whatever, and then let me know that you've done it, and I'll put it on the Studio A computer, and so because you should have one for yourself, all the DJs on your show, and then also I'll put one on the computer, and that's it. Have fun recording your header.